perhaps? Perchance? Yorick is a notable Jace counter, is worth noting. I said it's notable, and then it's worth noting. Yeah, so many notes. He doesn't have barrier. I think Sheer wins this. Black Cleaver for both, Tabby for both, but no Maiden, that's big. No Maidens. Tarzan letting the wave go and meet the other wave. Wanted to get the ghouls. Now, Sheer can't run away from the Yorick now. That is a problem. Ignite put on, gets him division in the brush, gives him a little bit of reduction in the healing. The E misses, and I think that'll be it. Tarzan will get some decent damage, trying to get some extra armor shred through, but the Jace melee range is just too powerful. Ghouls block out a little bit, it gets a little bit spooky. Tarzan, can he get the other heal from the Q? Is getting close now. The Ghouls doing the work, and the Q's gonna hit! Tarzan wins the 1v1.
Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the LPL 2025 Split 2.
Flash for free. Maybe that's something they can return to. Dragon's still going to be started. AL not contesting that. We'll presumably head over towards the grubs. Hope not a level 6
Since he
yet.
wasn't on top side when they look for the gank, you need to be careful because he could be on this side of the map.
Yeah, they're aware of it though. They're a dog that's gained sentience and a werewolf. Shit, getting good damage here. He's really going hard for this. Remember, there's a lot of healing from Yorick, though. Yeah, I think that was a misjudgment from Sheer. Didn't realize he'd get a 1v1 like that. Shadow has to flash out after taking the Raptors. And that'll be it. Jinx ult was headed either towards the Pantheon or towards the Scion. And instead, anyone's Legend will go towards the mid lane. No flash on Care. Shanks didn't even need to ult there. How the heck did Care die? This champion do over time. I feel like I've seen more Yorick than most because I used to play so much with people who played it. Dragon's going to go down. Smite steal at best. Not going to happen. Jway going to get a pick onto Kyle, but there's a triple knockup from the Brawl ult, and the Pantheon ult goes wide. The double shove back, only a single actually. Kyle gets out of that one. Shanks probably should have flashed a little early on that one. Tarzan goes in now though. Maybe seeing that they're a bit out of position, but that's maybe a little too far. Where's the damage? You don't have hope here. That's an overplay from Tarzan. The first pick Shin's out. Getting some damage down, but not the most. Jinx ult misses, and I think that removes any chance of a kill. I assume had flash and barrier. Would have been risky FPX in the long run. Flandre winning out on the top side, 20 CS lead. We will definitely check in on that matchup later. Kyle taking some poke. Good job there by Dway to land some good skill shots. Tower, low HP, Kyle gets the shield up, and he gets the ult teleport behind them from the Yorick. He has Triforce, he has tier 2 boots. Here comes the Yorick and the Maiden. They get the instant stun. Tries to go forwards, can't get the Q just in time, gets it now. So 1 kill on the board for Flandre on the Yorick. Sion coming in though, and this is his bread and butter. Feels like he can't do that much though. Arrived too late to make a difference as a front line. And shit, he's just going to slowly be dragged down into the abyss. Both top laners teleporting, both dying. 2 for 1, 3 for 1 make that. As FPX lose top, mid, and jungle. Killed. I think the biggest problem is you just gave a kill over to Yorick. That's one thing. The biggest thing for me is you have just lost your teleport on Sion, who can no longer permanently reset. 1v2 potential. Went down to 32 HP to Kyle. It's 31 more than he needed. I'm really worried about this Yorick matchup now. I think that Sheer is going to have a window of time where he can't impact the map. He won't have teleport. And that means that you can start a 4v4 around the map if you need to. No Sion's going to be able to come down to this swamp. Shadow is not tanky enough. Jway misses out, does dodge out in that W. Shanks tried. He uses ult, looks like. Tried to flash ult. Kag got out with his ult. I guess we'll see a picture. I'm sure we'll see a replay of what happened between those mid laners in a bit. Maybe afraid that there was a teleporter not going to come in from Care, so wanted to find a winner to all in. Knows that Sheer doesn't have to teleport himself. Yeah, this is it. What happened here? Ooh, flashes over the combo. Ooh. Very, very close. Oh, so his ult was still down from the first play. And now Care is going to be able to combo up with Assume. I don't think Sheer... I was about to say I don't think he saw Assume coming. Gets the 1-for-1 anyway. Assume gets to pick up a little bit of that. But Tarzan's now here with the support around the corner. Assume had ult, had barrier. Misjudges the map play. Shanks brawling it out with both their carries. FPS can't even get close to this now. That's a huge strategic mistake. Tarzan just soloing the enemy ADC. Well, you know, Shanks did a bit with the soldiers. or rather his role within the game could be very important. Harold getting chunked. FPX using the Nico to get some play into the Herald, but Hope is left alone. AL go for the objective and leave the ready carry alone. No flash on the Jinx, can't escape. How do they retreat? 5v4, can FPX get anything across the map? FPX, I feel like they've really not used their power spike well. I think they had a one-item power spike on Pantheon, on, I suppose, the Scion as well. Look how badly this trade's going to go now, by the way. Look how much healing he's going to get from this Q. Sheer cannot play this. Has to use the ult, but this is the 1v2. We were talking about Flandre. How much work has he got? That's a lot of damage coming through from the Kai'Sa. Has a Q for the heal. It's a lot of damage, but he can't escape the passive. Not ready to 1v2 just yet. You can see how close it gets. That'll be scarier later on, but misjudges his first one. Is he strong enough to team fight yet? Well, we'll see. FPX have that strong Kai'Sa. Their Yorick is not a team fighter compared to the Scion. Tarzan, can you get the steal? What? Jinx? Jinx gets the steal? Shadow doesn't get the smite. And Hope walks away with a dragon. What? Excuse me? Nani? Anyone's Legend gonna walk up, use their full grips on the tower. FPX, what the hell happened there? The smite didn't even come through from Shadow. The Jinx ult Dragon Steel comes through again. One of the classics of pro play. Wasn't even like the full max range damage though. Hope just slams it home. What the hell? Oh, the game's falling apart now. You've just lost an inner turret, an outer turret, and Dragon. I mean, yeah, Shanks, you might end up shutting him down, but he still has ult and he still has flash. Tries to get out, doesn't use either of those things. FPX will get themselves onto the Atacon. They will get themselves Atacon now, but how many ults did they just use? They used the teleport and they used Shadow's ultimate. I think anyone's Legend give over the Dragon. Do you really want to fight this in a 4v5? Well, maybe they do. Alright, Yorick's teleporting up. Atacon going down. We're just embarrassed by one objective steal. Almost gets another with a Jinx ult. Tarzan pops the ult, will get out. Kyle will W backwards. FPX get a kill, they get the Atacon. It is something. I still think they trade down in the overall play though. Losing a chance at Dragon. Okay, well, maybe FPX can use the GAs to kind of, you know, buy some time on the map. Potentially go towards the Baron. Only a minute and a half left of it. Look, I know that they get a tower here, but realistically, FPX needed to be a lot further ahead in gold. You need to be able to force plays continuously. This Jinx is going to become absolutely disgusting. You've got the Shojin on Yorick now. I forget that was the second one. I don't know if it was going to be the Starix, but the Shojin coming through means that he has just ridiculous amounts of Q up time, and the damage from the Q goes higher too. It's a lot. You're absolutely right, Clutch. You have to use this for something. You've just earned this GA. You do have the Leandries on. You do have the Leandries on the Talir, and Kai'Sa is one of the better killers of Baron. Flick back, not going to land on Tarzan. Sheer trying to group up and do something. And look, Flandre, when he doesn't have TP, can't fix these situations by hyper split pushing. They get a Pantheon ult there into the mid lane, but there's still a turret here. Sheer goes forwards. They might be able to get Shanks. Joy gets an ultimate. And Tarzan gets a great bot back there. Sundered Sky doing a lot of work. Assume trying to outplay with the ult and the barrier. And I suppose it's a 1 for a half if you count the withdrawal as that. Tarzan, magnificent ult to buy. Alright, Baron actually earned from FPX. We think. Well, there's no smite for anyone's life. It won't be a steal, but do they get out alive? They have no GAs anymore. Flandre walking forwards. Remember, this Yorick is not really a tank. They do drop some damage onto him, but they don't kill him. Joy has to run away from Flandre, and Shadow's gone down. Hope starts to get some resets, and that is a problem. It is the end of all days if Jinx starts the resetting and gets a couple out of it. The ult's going to miss, and suddenly 3 go down. Flandre gets himself a double kill out of that too as the Yorick, and they'll head towards the bottom side of the map, set up towards the Dragon spawning in a minute. Very good to stay in at all stages in the game. Yorick is actually very good versus Fiora. I think it used to be a problem when Fiora could, like, understanding of it, but it has changed over time. Dragon goes down. Oh, yeah, scary. The ult goes wide from Hope. Yorick actually on the side lane again now has the Starix. Flandre is very strong, folks. He is very strong. Care, though, I will say, 2,000 gold up, has a death cap. I mean, Talir's kind of spooky now, too. God, that was a lot of damage. Level 17 Flandre. Hang on, he's teleporting out. Oh, it's going to be close, it's going to be close. Gets the stun onto him. Now the problem is, you're in the 1v3 scenario. Great Dark Procession. Ult comes through from Care. You need to be careful there, Talir. That Q's going to smack you! Care goes down! And it's a 1-for-1 in a 1v3 scenario. Anyone's Legend, and FX just don't contest. They give up one. They give up one. Instead, electing to go towards topside on the Baron instead. Dragon goes down. Anyone's Legend don't have the best vision on topside, but they still have bits and pieces. Talia will very proactively put down there, but it does mean that Talia is not on the Baron, giving the DPS. The ult's going to come through for a bit of a check, and Tarzan comes in but fails to get the steal. Has the GA, doesn't have to die in the front line here, can just revive. And that will be Baron for one? Baron for one, 4 members still having it. Sheer still flashing. Really not sure about that, and Care has the teleport. Great damage coming from the Talia. If Care makes it out alive, this is a different scenario. Can he make it out with his ultimate? No, he can't. He already used it before of it. Teleport, not going to be there for long enough either. The flip back misses. Care will just have a very elongated funeral procession under the top lane turret. I mean, Baron on 3 people. She just goes wild. Obviously, when she's not with an enchanter, her game plan changes a little bit. Pushing with the Baron buff. Yorick on the other side of the map has 4 grubs. I don't think FPX win this map trade, by the way. Yorick walking down to the play. Remember, Yorick, again, not really a team fighter. Wants to be in a 1v1. See how Flandre can get someone separated, isolated out. This is not the best terrain, actually, and I mean, they're just going to try and burst the dragon. Use the ult, the max rank of the Talia. The blast cone might be able to help, but it's not going to be soon enough. Hextech Soul claimed by FPX, and maybe that is the moment. Fantastic Pop Blossom gives a lot of damage. The Braum goes down, and Assume goes into the backline. The sweep from Azir doing some work. Is that enough? I think it might be. FPX, they used a great Nico ult, but no, Kai'Sa still alive. Flandre mopping up at the end, gets some healing, but he can't close the distance down. Hextech Soul for FPX claimed. Tarzan gets one back. And Flandre, the last person alive, can't clean up. FPX claim a 5 rather, for 3 and take the Hextech Soul. They might have just won the game. I think AL fell into that fallacy of fighting for too many objectives when it should have been the Yorick on the side lane. 5,000 gold on your Yorick is not meant to be used in the team fights. Does get good work down, does clean up some decent amount. It's really hard getting started. No Talia ult this time. No vision either. Struggling to face check. Hextech Soul makes him... that is such a tanky sire. Baron's going to go down, the Synod's going to disengage. And Sheer will get out for free. And once again, AL not really able to use this. Down Tarzan. Could have flashed to confirm the kill on Tarzan, but I think he would die against Shanks after that point. Jigsaw very nearly killing. What's happening on the other side of the map? Anything? Shadow holding his ult, split pushing as the Pantheon. Can join the play at any time he wants. Teleport back in from Cat. Seraphs is down, Zhonya's is up, still safe. FPS crushing through the map, and Sheer is so hard to kill. Nico clone goes in and takes a tower shot and some skill shots. You can see the macro game is very hard to figure out from anyone's Legend now. Shadows, he caught out. Dash for dash. E comes through. That's an insane E from Shadow. Tarzan, his ult's down. That's the blood of their front line. What? This Sun's just going in full in. The Zoom jumps into the back line. What's happening with the carries? Hope jumped onto. What's happening on the other side? Jway's down, but that's not equal to your Jinx. Flandre goes into his GA. Shanks cleans up some bits and pieces. Cat almost goes down. I think the Maiden will take him anyway. So close. No, that Talia's alive. Talia's alive, but it's just Shanks. I think FPX might have done enough damage to see this out. Q dodged away from him. The burn will take him. But I don't know whether Shanks can get back to base in time. He can't. FPX, we thought they'd been outscaled, but they get themselves the Hex Tech. They get themselves the carries. Hopes Jinx gets no clean team fights in this game. And FPX move to 1-0 over the team that just beat BLG.
Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the LPL 2025 Split 2.
At least get some eyes on Shadow. What's happening on the other side? Oh, Kyle's gotten into the brush here. Remember, no flash on Sejuani or onto Tristana. Flandre's around the back here. Care, he needs to get the kill. He needs to get the reset. Oh, so close. So close, but not enough. First blood goes over to Flandre on the Poppy. Shanks walking forwards again. Chooses not to go back onto that minion and clear that out. Gets the extra bomb damage onto him. Care misses an auto attack and loses some damage there. Assuming taking a lot of damage onto him now. Early lane went well for FPX. Do you turn things around though? Kyle, low HP. Ignite puts onto him. That's the passive, and the minions are still autoing. Hope has one last arrow, but that's it. Does he have an E? Does! Goes forward for an auto attack, but he doesn't get the kill. Now suddenly Shadow's just around the corner. Can he Q and W? I think he could potentially get himself towards a kill here. So close. Hope committing the flash. Tristana or Ziggs left alone in any lane. Tao dives in a single wave. Anyone's Legend composition is not that clean. Dragon goes over, but FPX, again, they're playing around grubs. They're playing around topside right now. That's okay. This is what we were talking about. Dragon goes down, FPX didn't need to force for that. But Anyone's Legend, I mean, what does their composition do? It CCs someone, and then Akali blows them up. They don't have consistent DPS. None at all. Flandre's going to get ulted. That could still be an issue. He has no flash. Shadow has ult, and he hits it. Oh, the Ambassador comes in as well. Aggro was onto Shadow. No chance of a kill. Flandre goes down. No one was coming to help him. Tarzan on topside. Has flash, has impale. Ooh, Hook comes in. Here comes Tarzan. Is that enough? And this is a big rotation up. Flandre does have flash, but is he going to have a chance to use it? I don't know. I think he just is. Tarzan gets a great impale onto 3, and that's suddenly going to be Assume. How the hell is Assume under turret? FPX cock up the dive topside. There's no ult on Kyle. That's a bit of a problem, but here comes Shanks. Is that going to be enough to clean up? 2 for 1, rather. 2 for 1 in the top side. FPX somehow get their Ziggs under the turret. That is a mistake. 25 seconds till the Dragon. No, Dragon grubs, that's the spawn. Sheer misses his ult. The Impale is absurd, right? What happens here? Oh, no. Assume satchels the Skarner into him. And Kyle. Ooh, great flash away from Assume. But Dwayne might have been left out to dry. Gets the Riptide. Shadows on top side. Shanks doesn't have his ult just yet. Kyle's doing his best. Impale comes through. Shanks is getting a kill onto someone here, I assume. Dwayne doesn't have the flash. Hope gets his ult. That's one down. And there'll be a second from the Akali. Mistake after mistake from Assume. Over pushing in the top side. Drags his team into the abyss with him. And now Akali is starting to get some gold. This is the point where I think actually FPX start to really sweat. I think before the Akali got to this amount of gold, I think you'd say, well, you know, we can play around grubs. We can play around a better DPS. Now I think... Dragon, taken by FPX. No contest on this. Goes down. FPX need to find... I think the Herald... See how that's going to work out in the way that they want. Shadow walking up. There is flash on Flandre. Doesn't want to use the Q. Needs to wait that out. Oh, has to flash away. The ult misses from Shadow despite it being a point-and-click target. And Flandre punts them out. Big mistake by Shadow and Sheer. They're missing a little bit. Flandre gets out alive. Suddenly that means that the Herald goes into mid lane instead. Yes, the tower does go down. Nautilus ult comes through. It's going to be onto 3 members. That is a huge Nautilus ult. Sheer flashes in, immediately punts it out. That's a problem. Teleport coming in from Shanks. Can Shanks get any kind of cleanup? Maybe not. Care can jump forwards. Flandre comes back into the play. FPX lose their mid lane turret, take top lane, and they take a kill with it. How much do they get off of this play, though? Shanks needs to try and clean up. If you can do, that's huge. Remember, they have the satchel for the tower execution, and they'll get it. It's one there. Punts Flandre back, too, actually. Dragon available. Anyone's Legend holding position in the river. In this brush here, trying to keep vision control. Shanks. Ooh, that's important. If they get some good poke onto him, that can change things. Half HP on the Akali. Hits the E, and there goes the Alistar. Kyle sets up for a great kill. Another great play from our best support in the LPL on current form, and 2 kills swiftly come in for Anyone's Legend. FPX. Disrespect the cow. That should allow Anyone's Legend the ability to take the Dragon. Stop FPX from cross-mapping again. Once again, FPX, they have the 5 grubs. They have great tower killing potential, and they choose not to cross-map. They don't go and push in waves and threaten AL across the map. This is one of the biggest differences between our mid-table and top-table teams in the LPL. Cross-mapping is so much more effective from our top-table team. Shadow is forced to flash out because of another great play from Kyle. This dude's been so exciting to watch over the last month or so. Gonna get his ult pop, does dodge away from that Ziggs, and goes in again. The Impale is huge. Sheer is into the backline, and maybe he can do some work, but Shanks is here, doesn't have his ult. How much can he do without it? Care doesn't get wall stunned. Flandre needs to be a bit careful now. 1 for 2 currently, because Assume got blasted. Now Shanks has his ult back up. Anyone's Legend takes him a while to get the Dragon, but they get it nonetheless. They get a bunch of kills on their way out. So much. Care needs 3 items. He needs Infinity Edge and he needs Lord Dominate's Regards. I don't think he gets that in this game. And that's a problem. The Tristana has not been allowed to go towards side lane turrets. Has not been able to use the 5 grubs. This is a problem, though. Hope has gone too far, and the Edge of Night doesn't help you if it is blown by everything in melee range. Shanks can't get himself into the play soon enough. Shanks may be able to get in for an ultimate. Doesn't get across the wall of his way. Shadow going forward again. The Ambassador ult misses. Ah, Sheer's not been great at accuracy on them so far. It is an important kill onto the Varus, and it forces Anyone's Legend out of their jungle. And Anyone's Legend make a slip up. This is a, Williams hope there, man. Hope had an awesome day yesterday. Today's not been nearly as good, which is a shame. It is a shame. Atakan started up Anyone's Legends. Ruinous would empower their dragons. Of course, FPX get it, would empower their grubs. Trying to walk through Tribrush is a problem. Kyle has ult, and he wants to be a frontline. Keep them away from the Atakan. Shanks comes through, and he gets straight onto Assume. Oh, Shanks. Shanks has been insane in this game so far. Shanks Akali has been utterly absurd. Can get that R2 over the wall. Misses it, but he does hit the E onto Care. Force him to jump away. Anyone's Legend. Mission accomplished. Kyle holding the Tribrush. The most important thing about an Atakan. Grubs, and they have Triss Sigs. Their split push is very, very good. So I do disagree with that, and I think we've seen plenty of evidence for that over time in the LPL, who's been very, very good at split pushing with Tristana. And getting banned for the resub, by the way, Darkwall. Good to see you. XDD indeed. What are the win conditions for each team? FPX really wanted to get ahead with their demolition comp. Get the grubs early and force around them. They go really deep onto Shanks, who does double stasis, both ults, flashes out of the hook, and will fly back into the play if he wants to. Oh, Shanks outplays in the 1v3. Teammates come in, and FPX have just had their ankles not just broken, but shattered. Double kill over to the Akali. And the FPX wondering why they tried at all. But now you're doing this now when you're behind the game. Look how quick you take these towers. Great, cool. And if you get enough gold as the Tristana, you can get towards the Lord. Varus as well. Pops the ult. No way you're closing that champion down. Ooh, Carol dodges out on the Q. Does have his ultimate. Pops it immediately. So, remember, watch that Akali. Tarzan gets Buster shotted away. But Akali left alone to kill that. Well, not left alone. Sejuani, rather. Left alone to die. Tarzan, great angle there. Forces the... It was a Satchel, the Buster shot, by the way. Satchel, I missed which punt away it was. FPX. Try an angle towards the dragon. Free soul for Anyone's Legend. Free soul for them. I want to see Shanks go back and get a Magi's, by the way. If you get Cloud Soul and you get the Magi's for the extra 10% movement speed, oh, you are zooming. Speed running into the back line. Just hitting front line. I think FPX win now, actually. Again, they're not so far behind, that's the game. That's the way it'll happen, but I just don't see that being very likely for FPX. Yeah, I don't see that being very likely. Hello, Sam. Dankeschön. As we see Jway, yeah, he's got a flash. Won't be able to use it. Goes down very, very easily. Anyone's Legend, much more clean game this time. Shank's incredible game on the right, but they're walking into enemy vision. Again, this is the difficulty of walking into an area of the map where you have not swept out, especially when you have something like that Akali waiting just in the wings. Care spots them now, but is it going to be enough to do anything about the goddamn Baron? No, it's not. Shadow's walking over, but it's going to be done just in time. Kyle uses his HP as a resource, delays the investment of FPX going towards that Baron. Guess the...
And, I'm sort of looking at some of these breakpoints. This Akali is insanely strong, and I'm going, it's just another FPX 1-2, isn't it? And Shadow now in danger in the middle.
Oh, great flash and pale. Shanks goes forward, and look how much damage the Varus and the Akali immediately put down. Assume not the easiest time on the Rift for him. 0 and 5 on the Ziggs, struggling to make an impact. Besides the weight in the wallets, he's now become for Anyone's Legend. I don't think this is going to go towards an Elder, folks. The Cloud Soul makes it so easy to chase down. No, they don't have grubs, they have everything else they need to. The Varus Soul over the wall will add even more damage into Joy. He's lucky to make it out with his life. The Tremors very nearly pushing him down into the dirt. Base is broken for Anyone's Legend, and FPX, they have not really had much of a chance to give up a fight.
I walk in 5 minutes, and Anyone's Legend decide they're going to end the game in very short order. Sheer goes forwards and tries to Drakehound step around, but unfortunately, what is a hound before a dragon in the form of Anyone's Legend? Or I suppose, more aptly, a set of very angry pandas. Shanks will execute one more to go 6-0 and 9. What a showing from him. A triple kill to end out the day. Anyone's Legend will make this series an even one and leave us with a decider.
AP, Aurora, who's mainly AP, Karma, who throws some amount of that back in, and then also the Ezreal as well, which I'd say about 30% of his damage is magic damage from his W, E, and R sleeper. If you can get yourself ahead in terms of early jungle camps, very important. Knight put onto mid lane. Jhin coming up. Has that ult as well. That's a good amount of CC, but Kyle body blocking for Galio. He will die, but his mid laner will live. Kyle giving his life for the cause. hot topic for what
Facts.
happens. They should be able to get just about the one item, maybe just after that. Depends if it's delayed a little. Rod of Ages. Oh, that's a good ult coming through. Neferi starts the play as well, but that might be too far. Shadow goes out of the play, and Galio comes to join the party. Shadow does not have enough HP, and that dog has been put down. Anyone's Legend pounce, capitalizing on FPX, going far too deep into the play, and suddenly has 3 kills over. Sheer even teleported, achieves nothing, and Shanks and Kyle turn the play around
right now. And that's what I want to see internationally. It's hard to tell, particularly when it's such a big part of jungle support being a thing. But look, Kyle's fantastic. Trader turrets, first turret will stay close enough to get some last value, even if he's been burst out in the first part of it. Flandre will walk towards Care. That's the Auroral going forwards. Care does have the Realm Warp. Now, he can't use that very easily, and he's cancelled out by an Assault and Battery. Oh, sorry. They'll sue me for saying that. The cease and desist. I say that because you get it. Cease and desist. No. Ourselves. Reasons to be afraid. Take down. Given that they just mashed BLG, should have realistically been a 2-0 in this series. Now, I think that preparation was less right good now. Is in such a sweet spot where his late game is good, but also all of his important fights are happening at great moments in the time. Again, the Ezreal starting to do damage. They're doing damage to Shanks, but that's not the target. Hope needs to be killed, and he's not. It's the wrong target. Chue goes down for free. Hope takes 0 damage, and FPX, you have to question whether they understand what is... You don't kill the Ezreal, you don't threaten the Ezreal, you don't win the fight. Fun plus Phoenix, they have failed in that mid lane. 100 resists. It means a lot more when you have 2,000 health to 1,000 health. If someone casts a shield on you, which is worth 500, and you have better resists from the map... Oh my god, Hope's just killed him. This Ezreal is set to take over the game. Hope, difficult Jinx game to start out the series. But this one is a bit of a special one, isn't it? Chue, caught out by Tarzan. Well, someone's caught out by who? They are I don't know about that one. Shadow goes in with the ultimate, and the Hound's Pursuit looks like it is going to... Well, actually, I say that. They get themselves the reset. Maybe we talk too soon. The Neferi getting some damage down, and Neferi starts to get some damage up, but they haven't killed the goddamn Ezreal. He keeps going forwards, and Hope is alive. Care, less said about that, the better for FPX. They kill the Vibe, but they don't get the Ezreal. That is your golden opportunity. They get a kill participation from the Neferi, but it's onto the wrong target. And just as we've been saying, ever since that 20-minute mark when the Muramana transformed, FPX must kill Hope, the AD carry. They failed to do so. And he also keeps going forwards and assume he doesn't have summoners. And guess what? He's got no HP bar either. Flandre finds himself a great opening. Another kill to the Ezreal if they come through, but there's still half the shields there. Flandre on the side. Level 16. Yeah, there's hit from Sheer as well, but I think Flandre being so strong. Yeah, he'll nuke some people in the backline. Level 16 for Shanks as well. He'll get an extra shield from that. And they catch out Cat. Oh, that's a problem. They need their eyes to be strong. He uses his flash. Shang on Tarzan, buddy. You're now alone behind enemy lines. Flashes out of the Leona ult, though. And they have a Galio. And once again, FPX cannot find themselves the right fight, and Hope is free hitting. It's not going to be another kill, but without Shadow having any sort of platform to play around, this is an easy Mountain Soul. Tarzan, fantastic pick in the enemy jungle. I thought it might be a bit risky, but he goes away with it. The Karma gets something wrong to say, Kal-El, no. Oh, God. All right, Baron's going down. Anyone's Legend. Trying to stop FPX from heading towards that objective. And again, the Ezreal is causing huge issues. Flandre, that is way too much damage. The Leona ult gets nothing done. And Shanks is tanking. Oh my god, the Ezreal ult shreds him in half. Cleft in twain. FPX fall apart around the dragon. Flandre walking forwards again, has so many tank stats. Tarzan goes on his own because he knows he also has way too much support behind him. The E comes through from the Vi, and they won't even need a reset. They go off for the Baron, chase him down in FPX. It was a good game one, catching AL sleeping. But after that, it has been all anyone's Legend. Coming off of beating BLG, they will have 2-1 series in 2 back-to-back days as the Pandas march their way forwards. Anyone's Legend used to be awesome logo. Now they are just absolute legends from finals and split 1 on great form right here at the top of LPL's Group Ascend.
Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the LPL 2025 Split 2.
Don't want to give that impression over. If we can go towards a Leandri's build here, a little bit more HP to work with. When you are into things like the Shinzao and the Leona and the Aatrox, Bit of safety, bit of burn can be pretty good. There, it does make a really interesting game because it'll be very dependent on who gold ends up on as to how the game ends up shaping out, which is quite unusual in some ways in terms of seeing it all plays. Rookie hit by the wind becomes lightning, and the threaded volleys continue to go on through. Seismic shove forces a flash. JJ goes on forward, but just before the unraveled earth, but now can't escape because he's stuck on top of it. JJ desperately low, nearly alive. Flash on forwards could be used by Cream, doesn't burn it, and JJ gets out alive, but both the mid and jungle down those flashes. Seismic shove across the unraveled earth, tries to get on top of Rookie, who goes down. There is no defense even with that stand behind me. Braum knocked up. Mako trying to run away, but will not be able to do much more. They get that kill. Cream out of mana, but the damage is done. Flashes burn. Tried to play it with the Empress Divide, didn't quite do it. JJ on top side, looking at 369. That's World Ender and Flash. There's the ult available for the Shy. Gonna go looking for him. World Ender used. Flash away. Drags JJ under the turret. The Decimating Smash will come on through into the Glacial Prison. Not Glacial Prison, Glacial Fissure. The turret of the True Shot Barrage gets one. Now the Shy is low and 369 survives. Great ult from Jackie. Feats of strength nearly confirmed for them. Get that 3 objective markers, and there we go. Wind becomes lightning into a smite, secures it. Mako going to try and zone off Top Esports from an easy return to that lane. Tagged with the Winter's Bite. Chris body blocking anything more. JJ is around. Won't pull the trigger there. And maybe slightly under threat. Safe enough under the turret. Does Adakan boost Voidlings as well? Yes, he does. Only if, of course, you get the Voracious version. Now, much easier target for JJ on this Vi to punish, but Kanavi will head on forwards. Rookie's here first, though. Weaver's Wall going to split him off a little. Now going to get the start of the pull back. Gets that damage onto Mako. 369 looking to get onto Rookie, who's forced to slide away. Gets the soldiers out, though. Kanavi flashing for the knockup. Dies in trade. They get 2, though. Rookie in danger. Trying to get out to safety. Seismic shove. Sorry, Emperor's Divide onto 369 as the Shy is pulled back on the other side. Jackie will hop out of the bullet time. It's a 2-for-1 trade in the end for Top. Well, that is already first turret for Top Esports in mid lane. Sorry, bot lane. They'll get another top. They've got feet of strength. Herald stays up. No one wants to stick around and overplay for that one. Let's have a look at that one again. Starts just after Jackie's had his flashbone, and Kanavi and Chris say, I think we can have this. IG think they're there first, but Cream has the Weaver's Wall to cheat that priority. Pull back onto Mako, flashes out to safety, but only for a second or two. Jackula forces him to go the other way. Gala's body blocking for him, but it's giving 369 a lot of free time. Gives the rest of Top Esports a lot of time as Gala had to flash away. Onto the Dragon we go. Kanavi picks up on him. JJ dies on the contest. Fumbles that one. Mako will say stand behind Braum because Braum needs to get away to safety. The heart is not the strongest muscle if it has a heart attack, as I will stop with the Braum impression. Top Esports on very, but I think JJ has genuinely been one of our more consistent junglers. The last week withstanding. Kanavi gets knocked up. Glacial Prison comes on down. Smite comes on through. And the wind is going to become lightning. And Mako just can't stay safe. IG! What's going on with the comms? Braum's clearing wards by his own red buff. So, 15 seconds on Dragon. Let's lock in, folks. Here we go. Gala gets the make it rain down. Top Esports in the river first. JJ gets jumped on, but flashes away to safety. In comes the Shy. Flash from Jackie Love to get over the train. And at least JJ drives to try his 369 TP in. The world is ending. But that Emperor's Divide, phenomenal for Rookie. Crisp goes down. They've lost the jungler as well. Kanavi out for the count. 369 can't finish anyone off. And IG get value. Gorgeous stuff from Rookie and Gala to survive. And despite Jackie's initial heroics, he goes down as well, and that'll be a denial of soul point. IG with a great fight. Unfortunately for them, Atakan on the other side of the rift. Still better turn it into that as well. So have a look at the replay, because the fight ended up very, very split. I thought 369 flank angle was going to be fantastic, but Rookie Shuffle gets everybody who's piled on top of him and gives them the space to survive. Jackie, despite that flash on over, gets jumped on himself. can't outplay any further. A lot of shutdowns coming through. They get a turret. They bring his initial engage. Dodged by a good flash from Jackie. His follow-up flash to get that Soul Furnace pop, which is a lot of damage on time with 840 stacks. It's just too much for Jackie to hold on to. The problem is the mid-tier 1 still falls, and they burned a lot to make that last play happen. Turret still standing. Can't finish it off. Mako chunked, but no one else falls. To clarify, Top Esports still very much in control. You still got this Giga Strong Aatrox. You still got a Talia, very, very fair. The Ezreal's at 2 items. Jackie in danger here. Gonna get cease and desisted. There's the Brawn passive on him, and Jackie will just die. Turnaround, though, as they try to find a play. Crisp about to get charged onto with the unstoppable onslaught. Mako, half HP, but it's now a 5v4. Atakan is there, and they have no AD carry. This is a fight that IG could look to take. Kanavi still here, though, with that ability to steal. Hard to keep a Shinto out of the pit. Weaver's Wall denies a bit of time. 20 seconds on Jackie respawning, but he's not going to get hit anytime soon. Mako now in danger. Bullet time onto 2, but into the backside goes Crisp to interrupt it. 369 has popped the wall in, but Crisp is now in danger. Atakan secured! JJ gets it, and that sets up the fight beautifully for IG. They've got those withdrawals to work with. And Baron's alive, and they've just killed the jungler. AD carry's not on the rift. I think they could just turn to the big purple worm. Shove from Cream, trying to deny something here. True Shot Barrage is blocked by the door going up from Braum, and IG are right back in this game. They have a gold lead. It's only 100 gold, but of course, they're here to play. Everything they needed in this game. So many structures up for the taking as well. Leads them to a significant goal lead at this point in the game. Look for that tier 2 bot. Continue to extend this gold lead. Gala now in particular. 3 items, 2.5k ahead. Very, very strong. 369 can look to try and trade with the 6 grubs for that tier 2. That'll be soul point for IG as an additional prize to this Baron. Still a minute and a half to go. Can reset and look to shove out some additional waves. 369 will Umbral dash out to safety. Pops the World Ender as well in case that additional people would be coming over on the rotation. JJ was looking, but 369 with that additional move speed going to be a little bit too hard to catch up to. IG's fights have been pretty good, but man, it feels like nobody's calling sometimes. A little bit of that. Oh, hang on. Shove on to Mako. He's going to fall, surely. JJ coming over. Rookie's around. But there's nothing really up to get for that. You've killed off Mako, great. To what end? It's just a kill, nothing more. There is. There comes the Weaver's Wall, trying to split people off. IG now caught, split out. The Shy on the other side, looking to re-engage. Full contact, League of Legends to the backside. That bullet time over the wall from Gala as well is phenomenal. Invictus Gaming punish the attempt from Top Esports, who are just out of time and out of damage there. The Shy keeps too busy. Gala flash into the bullet time, breaks the ankles of Cream and 369. Overcomes the rest of the squads. It was looking so good for Top Esports. And 3 awful team fights in a row, and Invictus Gaming will likely be winning. So there is no reset for 369. Ocean Soul now available with the Baron. IG in a great position this game. Gala down the flash, though, could be problematic. Keep your eyes on Gala. Does he survive this play? Another Weaver's Wall. Splits the fight. The Shy now caught on the other side. But it's body blocked by the Shy. Knock up onto Cream, who's bounced into a grave. That knock up comes swiftly back down to earth like a wounded angel. He's fallen into grave times. Jackie trying to play out with a Rookie, who flashes on forwards and sends his minions forth to claim the life of the Piltover Explorer. It is Ace. It is Ocean Soul. It will surely be game for Invictus Gaming. A rough early game So rough, we thought when it was top esports to lose. And lose they have. MF will end 6-0-7. 4.3k ahead on this Misfortune, who has been banking in. The Pirate Queen will help lead Invictus Gaming to a Game 1 victory. And this Rise, we've seen a lot of Rise and Neferi as kind of quite a fast brawling pair. And you've got a lot of target access this game. On the other side, IG, Blue, but Kanavi, with that ability to smite, potentially run away. Everyone kind of come over and start contesting. And Kanavi goes, don't know about this one. Feathers come out. 3v4, but the smite advantage for Kanavi means they can potentially just turn that into a very safe steal on the blue buff. Jump onto Kanavi, who gets shunted into the wall. Jackie Light. Gala and the rest of IG coming to play forwards, though. Jackie gonna have to flash up for the W. Last auto! Gets it. Gala excuse the kill. Kanavi will get that. Call of the pack to Bison. Darkin daggers bring down Gala. It's a 1-for-1 in the end. Someone has blown everywhere you care to look. Blue buff and trade, though, so at least get something back on the map. Oh, hang on. TP's coming. This is going to get messy. Jump forwards with the shield vault. Turning around now to JJ will Aegis Assault Wave. Flash for the grand entrance. And JJ, having stepped in, might now be punished for his temerity stepping in there. Common Spin means nothing, and top esports go, cool, well, that's just a kill for us then. What will likely be that Sundered Sky first item. Shao tries to go that way, gets punished for it. Here comes the Grand Starfall, looking to punish. Flash is not going to keep 369 alive. Shield Vault comes on in, but here comes everybody else. Knockups flying everywhere you look. Hound's Pursuit will reset. Both solo laners from the mid lane also turning up JJ in danger as they have that reset, and it's a second kill onto that doggo in the jungle. 3-0-1 now for Kanavi. This Neferi. Well, Shy goes through around a volcanic rupture, won't find all that much. Towards the dragon we go. JJ going to try and get this one to be second dragon for Invictus Gaming. Kanavi can look to get on over there. Throws the dogs up, and Mako is blocking any easy attempt to get in there with that steadfast presence. Second dragon secured by Invictus Gaming. They are down, however, 3,000 gold. Pretty significant. 369 now in danger. As in comes the Grand Starfall, looking to come and get the punish. In they go. Reminder, there is still no flash up for that Jace, who flashes. Sorry, just gets knocked into the wall by that heroic. Wait. There's the heroic charge, and into the Keeper's Verdict to knock Kanavi out. Nice work for Invictus Gaming. Get the kill. TS didn't want to cross map. They wanted to try and punish the play like they did the same time topside. They had Kanavi there with really, really strong. Couldn't quite do it that time because the Poppy made a significant amount of difference. Be feat to strength for top esports, so they can claim that turret. We've got 4 members here. They really want to look for this. Got 6 grubs too, so damage is done. Kanavi's dogs will secure the kill on the farm, involved in a couple kills. Set him up very well for success here on this Rise. TP's in. Oh, we're playing this very aggressively. Jackliffe has to flash away, but in comes the ult. Knocked up, will not get a chance to use his Featherstorm. Rookie now looking for an angle. Has found the Spirit Rush on in. Kanavi in danger, but the quickness comes on through. Call of the Forge got there too, though. 369 to the skies. The shine runs to the charge, and it will not do so. 369, guys. The charge will fall with the steadfast presence means that Kanavi can't get the resets. Gala gets another. Cream on the menu. It's dessert at the end of the play. Brings down JJ, but everyone else falls. Top esports lose 4 and Invictus Gaming. Oh my days, I hope we see a replay, because there was a teleport angle from the gods, and Jackie Love, even with the flash, did not get to press R. Their mid-game fights are just greater than top esports right now. At least they get another turret. But IG traded in that bot side already. 30 seconds on soul point for IG, and you know they want to play around that. Trying to zone top esports out from an easy access towards this mid turret. W flying from the sky. So now 4-1-1. The fight begins. Hound's Pursuit is blocked. Can't get the value through. As the Keeper's Verdict's on in. So ult down, I believe, from Kanavi there. TP back. Head back on over. Dragon spawning. They want to play this. Cream doesn't quite have that second item. Herald immediately dropped mid lane. And the Shy is the one left to deal with it. I think the turret charge should just be a free turret kill. Done. Forces IG out of the river, but the Shy looking for a Call of Forge Guard. Is Featherstorm this time? Mako knocks one away. That's the Jace out of the play, but ults are being traded left, right, and center. Jackie no ult, but the Shy no ult either, as Mako similarly burns that ultimate. Reset coming on through from a couple people. Mako has to leave, and I think IG just have to give up this dragon. No real way into the river anymore, having lost that mid-tier 1. Teleport back, though. They want to play it. Mako stuck around. What about the fight after? Little too late, but that's a Grand Starfall. They really want this play. Where's Rookie? Realm Warp out. Everyone's out to safety. But with Realm Warp to the other side, it'll leave this mid-tier 1 open for IG to take, I imagine. Resets now coming on through for IG. Kanavi and Crisp were around. Will Kanavi spot out the recalls? Mako cancels his recall. Hang on, how aggressively do they want to play this? They just got Rookie over the angle as well. They see this happening. Is here, the Arsenal's out and available. That bush is very scary. Fast side alteration burn. Puts in a ward. Kanavi looking to get across the back of the pit. Gets into the pit. We'll make it a smite fight. Trading it out. Secured by Kanavi. Smite secure. Flash off over JJ. But immediately jumps on the edge of self-ice to try the Call of Forge God comes across. Knock away. Crisp down. JJ into the backside. Stays alive. They killed off Kanavi because they knocked her away. Realm Warp interrupted. A triple to that Kai'Sa. Make it the quadra kill. And if they can find Jackie Love, you know they'd find the Penta. Can't quite find the charm. Jackie, in that 1 versus 5, has to hold on to the mid lane. There is 30 seconds on the Baron. They can turn to pick up the GAs and then pick up the Baron. It's just 41 with an extra life. Makes this Baron a tricky option for top esports. TP's fly. Half HP on the Baron. Kanavi looking for a flank angle. Stole the last objective. Would need to do so again. They're going to flip it. They know he's there. Can Mako keep him out? That has to be the play. They get the charm on the Rookie, who ults away. Trying to place one out. Pit, Dragon down to 2,000 HP. Sorry, Baron down to 2,000 HP. Get the objective name right. Looking for the Call of Forge. Got flash. 3C down, flash down to safety. The Shy in danger. Gala to the backside. Look to the angle. Withdrawal burned. GJ now in danger. Withdrawal on him. They get the turns around and they will kill off Chris, but that's not that much value. 3C down, trying to buy some time with a knock away again by Mako. Rookie in danger. Looking to kill off Jackie Love. All of these withdrawals to no avail. Mako's going to be run down. They're back on the rift. Kill onto Chris, but make this still a 4 versus 5 that they can run back at the Baron. But the Atacon buffs don't earn IG a shield to stay alive with the Guardian. Scuttle Crab taken. The vision control right now for IG in this river is pretty monumental. Sweep out that last wall. Call of the Forge God going to come on through. Trying to blow up Jackie Love's ult. Does so. But that means there's a charm afterwards. Cleanse. Charge to the wall. Can't quite get in the feather pull. They'll bring down Mako. Turning it around. Jackie survived for once. The engage not quite clean enough. The cleanse, the ult enough. And they're down a member. Mako can't get the stun into the wall and the follow-up not quite there. Gala not feeling comfortable enough to jump on in. Has got a GA to his name now, but has half HP. Clutch from Jackie. Mako going to be kicking himself. He couldn't quite find that wall stun. Hang on. Big turnaround onto the Shy. Who's now in danger. Just go down. And a Sunny an additional member. 3v5. Baron's up. IG can turn for it. Sorry, Top Esports can turn for it. What am I talking about? The other team. Quite important then. Here we go. Grand Starfall looking to play it out. Top Esports, the multi-man, look to steal it. Into the backside, Crisp in danger. Jackie in danger. They will get the Baron, but they lose the AD carry. Over comes Mako. Gala has his GA pop. Rookie looking to get out to safety. But where does Gala go? Has a barrier and a flash and nowhere else. He's dead. They killed off Jackie Love, but they lose additional members trying to go for the contest. Rookie will survive at least. Wait. 369 will find him. Ults away. Uses the wolves to body block. Shock blast hits. Won't kill. Needs to ult away to safety. 369 can't secure it even with the Ghost Blade speed up. Mako now body blocking. Orb of Deception lands onto 369. Shock blast blocked. But Dragon's up and they can't get anywhere near it. While Cream and Kanavi shove up for that tier 2 top. Defensive options. Will likely be a Bloodthirster here, I would imagine. Which is why... Charm. A real follow-up, though. Shy's teleported in. Keeper's verdict wound up. sentence. Abstained. Call of the Forge God now burned. Jackie Love up into the air. Knock away. Kanavi will W, but that means Jackie's not here again! They can start to dive on forwards. Mako likely low. Will surely go down. Cream surviving. The bleed is enough to kill off at least that support, but they've killed off Cream and Trade Crisp in danger. Knock him into the backside. Kanavi goes diving on in. Rookie trying to find an angle. Where is Gala? Dead is where he is. Knock up on two, but there's just not enough damage. Rookie has to leave. And the Shy now jumped on top. Esports. As Rookie jumped on Darkin Daggers. Bring down a double. The pack is too much. 6-2, that's game. We're going to game 3. That was the end of it. Top Esports hold the line. IG looked like they were right back in it, but they can't get value out of the Atakan. They fumble around the Baron. And Gala alone not enough. Jackie Love starts out.
Better front line, I think. With the Skarner and the Alistair. Yes, Sejuani's good, but I think that the Renekton's the... Yep. Slovaki, it is Nidalee top lane. Chris maybe angling for a hook. Doesn't want to land onto the Alistair, but it might help anyway. And here comes Sejuani Mako. Ooh, Jejep trying to help. Tries to headbutt back off Kanavi, but it's not enough. Kanavi commits to the flash. Does actually take a tower shot forward as well. Kanavi has gone too far. Jejep, fantastic counter gank to even the score. Kanavi misjudging things. Captain Jack out of the W. Summoning the spirit of the old. Kanavi thought he might need to use that W to get out of the plate. Sadly stepped on the trap as well. Kanavi went down very easily there. Oh, big fight on topside. Jejek count up again. Fantastic triple pulverize. Agala is threatening a reset. That's one. Jackalove goes down. Shockwave comes through and IG pick up a quick brace on the top side. A kill towards their mid laner and towards their AD carry will absolutely set things off to the right track. Top Esports giving a lot of gold over that they can't afford to do. Chris trapped alone on this top side, and it won't just be the 2. It's going to be the 3. Jejek does a drive-by into the wall. And it's another kill over towards Rookie. 2-0. 4 stacks on the Dark Seal. Got that. Shields his top laner. Gone for the Tiamat. Gives him more wave clear. The Shy teleporting in. 369 doesn't have his teleport. That's a bad ultimate from Kanavi. However, Gala is caught. We said top esports can force fights more easy. Kanavi needs to make it out alive, though. The Shy on the flank will likely get one and does with the Sheen proc. Crisp getting hit now by Gala, and he'll get himself a reset. Top esports. They force a fight, but they can't finish it off. The Shy continuing to chase down. Has movement speed in this build, especially when he gets the mark on someone. IG 6-1 in the kills. And I think top esports with the Sheen procs and everything else. Grab field stops a few auto attacks coming through. 6 scrub. Oh, Kanavi gets the last one. That's important. No 6 scrubs. And suddenly 369 is forcing the fight as well. Rookie has a catalyst, has a Rod of Ages, but it's not enough HP. A kill and grubs. Top esports find something. IG overstaying around the grubs. And a hook lands over the wall, but it won't lead to anything else. Cream pushing to stop the Jinx Salt. Kanavi was never living there anyway. Tricky. Gala one item. Everyone, hang on a second. The Shy caught out, tries to put down a ward. Does so, has the flash, but is it going to be enough? I don't know about that. We'll see. Jackalove doesn't finish the kill, though, and leaves Kanavi to do a little bit of dirty work. Kanavi uses his ult, snipes him over the wall. The Shy runs into 4 top esports members and cannot survive. 369 doesn't have Dominus, likely to fall on the other side now. Jejek can slam him into the wall, as can Mako. Trying to clear out the wave at least. And he does so, actually. 369 flashes out. Doesn't have the Dominus, remember. Mako, with his ultimate, will tank things up, make it a little bit of a slow demise, and will at least clear the wave. First turret will go to top esports. Stop IG getting themselves that full feats of strength. Gala, great damage. Regardless, but still. Tower over to top esports. This is the kind of game you slow down. You want Nidalee to get as much hit on towers as possible. Kanavi potentially comboed up. Has that passive, has the Aftershock, though. Does he have a flash? No, he doesn't. There's a Shockwave available from Rookie, and there's a Impale available, and onto the traps. Kanavi goes too far. His teammates are not there to help him. The Shy, knowing that there's no fight available now, will just continually go towards topside. The Shy has the Stride Breaker. It's 369 rather, but the Shy is losing the fight. Doesn't have the flash, and 369 gets himself a solo kill onto the Nidalee. The Stride Breaker completion so important, and the Shy on his Nidalee top lane, not able to win the duel. That is a bad litmus test for IG. What's happening in the rest of the map? Nidalee versus Victor on the bottom side of the map. 4 kills on Orianna, by the way. Jesus Christ, that is a strong start to come with her. That's me, Ruby. I definitely call the IG boosted. Yeah. Okay, Cream. Also no Leandry's just yet. Herald goes into mid lane. That's an ult onto Matt Alistair, but they still have ultimate. That's very tanky, and the Renekton, even though they have Dominus, is not ignited. No healing to come through, and IG pick off a clean kill. Jinx misses the ult, but with the Herald pushed in and a kill taken, they will very much take that. The Renekton not able to be the front line which Top Esports wanted. Pushing into the mid lane. 5 grubs. Dragon spawning in a minute. Invictus Gaming playing the objective game out well. And Top Esports open up a second angle. They tried to do that with the Renekton the last time. They don't have a flank ward now, though. 369. How will he approach this? Do you give it up? I don't think they can they? Giving up Soul Point? That bends them over the barrel later on. Jeje going forwards. Gets a wall stun. Not able to get much after that point, and now he's potentially stuck in the play. But he is very, very tanky. Impaled flashed away from. Grab field. Stops that, and there's a hook onto Rookie, but the Shockwave catches Cream. That makes things a little bit more interesting. Mako pops the ult. 369 1v1ing the Shy. Rookie trying to get some damage forward, and the Jhin ults not able to do that much. Oh, that was scary for a second, though. Swing and a miss. The Shy walks into the Renekton, the Sejuani, and he has gone too far. The hook lands onto Mako, and just as it was meant to be disengaging, it burns down again. Reset for Gala, though. Does that change anything? Tries to walk forward again. All things said and done, 2 for 1. Support for support, but the extra top laner going down. Top Esports, they want to keep going after this point. Gala's reset has run off, and the Renekton Sejuani is getting big value. Big value. Dragon, I think it's been won by Top Esports. IG really did not want the Shy to die in the way that he did. That's teleport back in. Orianna's coming back. Combo off to the side. Stops the Shy from really appreciating anything else. Now we get back into live. Top Esports trying to get some good damage. Now Shockwave on to Chris. Now he doesn't have that much to play around. There's a teleport coming in from the Shy. He has flash, but he might have to use it. Nope. He feels like he can stay in a little longer. Where's the rest of the damage? 369 not coming to the play. Kanavi doesn't have a tower to go back towards either. Will he be able to disengage from that spear? Mako runs to punt him into the wall. He does get the pulverize. Jigsault gets the damage needed to finish off the kill. Now 369. Slowed, but not killed. Top Esports lose their jungler, lose their support, and IG. They pick apart Top Esports this time. They have the gold lead, and they'll have themselves an Atakan as well. Those plants bring a lot of value. An extra 25% buff towards the grubs, towards the dragon from Rookie there. Using the Fog of War. Rookie, arguably the best player at using Fog of War in the LPL. Dragon getting finished. It won't be Soul, but it's Soul Point. No fight really looked at by Top Esports. W lands. Baron's still available, of course. Cream tries to get some value with his... Oh, flash forward from Makeup. That's our engage. Cream dodges out of the Shockwave, but the Impale comes back. Rookie can finish off the kill, but he's kept into the Chaos Storm, and Cream is just alive a little longer. Is that enough? Gala is dodging out on the hook. Kanavi tries to go further and will get the kill. Is that enough? Rookie is still around for damage. The Shy is still around for damage, and Cream and Jackulov have hit the ground. 369 to Kanavi. The Renekton Sejuani cannot carry from this position. IG will win the team fight in 4-for-2 fashion. Maybe they can even chase down Kanavi to add another one onto the plate. Jeje goes through the wall. Top Esports, they could not find their way in that team fight. The Renekton Sejuani gets value, but it is not nearly enough. Kanavi can't carry with damage. Will choose to die to the tower. Give himself a reset. IG go back out onto the map, and Rookie will take an inner tower. Italy. In live, we have the Baron started up. We might have to see that again. Is Kanavi still dead? Yes, he is, because his death was delayed. There is no smite steal here. 369. Does he want to go up to this? I think they have to leave it. Baron taken. Reset coming in from Gala, of course, from taking the neutral objective. Jeje potentially able to find himself an engage, but no. Grabfield is enough. Not just a Fool's Hope, not just Nostalgia, not just all those other things that we mentioned. Cream on top side. Jurgen doesn't have Flash. Wants to go for the Impale. Hits the slow. And Cream has been absolutely turned into mush. IG will take themselves that top side turret. Jackal uses an ult for something onto the shy. Doesn't look like at least that much. The 369. Dominus is also running. That's a failed play. IG playing well. Playing fairly disciplined as it stands right now. Picking off kills where they can. Not giving up freebies. Not at this point in the game, anyway. What happened here? Yeah, it was Renekton going forwards onto the Nidalee, trying to get themselves a W in. But they couldn't get the kill. That tenacity from the Chemtech Dragon very much helping them. Inhibitor goes down. Cream still not up and available. You still have the shields from Orianna and the heals from the Nidalee. Definitely helps you walk forwards, and that's an excited Jinx because she gets that from the tower. The Nautilus that goes on to Orianna, but it doesn't lead to anything. It doesn't lead to anything. The wave is dying, but not slowly enough. Not quickly enough. The Nex is now bare, and I don't think there's anything left. Jackal shockwaved into oblivion, and the Shy will kill his former teammate. Invictus Gaming have played 3 series versus our top teams recently, and now they will get themselves their first win versus one of them. Top Esports eat their first loss. Invictus Gaming win the series 2-1.